what up, guys? Jon from LinksWell here with episode 11 of LinksWell Together podcast. Super excited. Let's do it. Hey, what up, guys? We are super excited to be here. We got a new another guest, which I think is one of my favorite. I like Matt. Matt's one of my. He's kind of an idol. Like, don't tell him that, but I kind of look up to Matt and be like, man, one day I'm gonna be as cool as Matt.
Very soon.
Yeah. It's on my checklist.
I like Matt too. I mean, he's cool.
He is cool.
Comes around, says what's up at the trade shows.
Yeah.
Has helped us with all of our builds.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
You know.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So, anyways, mind my stiffness, guys. I decided that I wanted to see what it felt like to fall off a ladder. And for those of you who haven't fallen off a ladder, don't. It sucks.
I fell off of one not too long ago. I want to say 2 weeks ago. Okay. But it came down like this.
Oh, nice.
So I'm climbing up, and then I felt it like start to slip.
Yeah.
And I looked down, and I thought I was gonna step down. So as I stepped down, it went down faster. So I just kind of landed on my face with my hands. Yeah. And I was like, I just fell off a ladder. And then I'm like,
you had that realization, like, what just happened?
Yeah. I'm like, I just fell off a ladder, and I'm like, am I okay? I'm like, and I got up. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm okay.
Cool.
Yeah, but
that was not my experience, by the way. My experience was very top of the ladder, pushing a box forward in the rafters, feeling the ladder twist and bend, which took my feet out from underneath me. And so my whole left side drug as I slid down the ladder and the rafters, and then my right side caught all my weight.
That was bad.
And so the next thing I saw was me rolling on the floor and my wife swinging the garage door open with sheer panic in her face as she yelled at me, "Did you hit your head? Did you hit your head?" Oh. Which I didn't, by the way. So
thank goodness, man.
Yeah. So anyways, so I'm a little stiff today. If you see me drinking coffee like a goofball, that's why. But we've got Matt from Kicker. Hey, Matt.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, it's good, man. Super excited. We hit you up about working again. Like you said, he's always hooking us up about hooking up with you to get some more stuff for our trailer. And you're like, heck yeah. And I was like, you know what? Why haven't I had Matt on?
Right.
I think we should get Matt in here because
he should have been the first one.
He should have. He's kind of, like I said, he's kind of my idol. So.
Man, I didn't know I was going to get that kind of hype.
Dude, you are the man, bro. Like, I don't even know. I can't even. Yeah.
I mean, Matt's been a Kicker. Matt, for how long you've been there for?
Over 16 years.
Dang.
Going on 16 and a half years now.
That's so cool. I feel like I actually was literally thinking this. I think we've talked about Kicker on our show as much as we've talked about our own product.
I think so.
Yeah,
too.
like Kicker, for whatever reason, always finds its way into our conversations. Like we had Aaron Hagar from...
he's a big partner of ours.
Yeah, big partner of you guys. So we had him in here and we chatted Kicker for a while, and then I think there's even been other shows where it was just you and I where somehow Kicker got brought up. I think we probably should be on the bill for Kicker too.
Love it. I mean, love it. Let's get you on the payroll.
Yeah, we just I mean, you guys have your unwired show,
right?
But man, you guys got a legit studio for that.
Yeah, and they do amazing. They do it right. They do a good job.
Yeah, that show is legit. You guys beat me to the punch. I'll be honest with you. You guys beat me to the punch during COVID by like by 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I was putting together like, hey, you know what? Like everybody's watching YouTube right now and going live. Like I just need to put something together. And then like 2 days later, it was Kicker Unmasked launches this day. And I was like, bastards. I'm like, so it was a twofold feeling. It was like bastards. And then I was like, wait. If Kicker thought about this and I thought about this, I feel like I've arrived.
You're on the right page.
Yeah, so I felt pretty good about it. And then I didn't follow through because I don't know what happened. I got super busy. It was before Vic got here, so tech support probably took over my life.
You know what? I was managing a store in Torrance selling Kicker products.
Love it. It's like Kicker's like the unsung hero throughout our entire life. Yeah,
it was my go-to brand every day.
Me too. So I talked about it. I built show cars with Kicker, all kinds of stuff.
Love it, guys. Love it.
Been hanging out with Kicker things for, like, I actually got to install one of the 18-inch Solo X's.
You did.
The one that's got like you put into 3 parts.
Yeah.
Like we put it was in my. Okay. So we actually what happened, we built so many cars for Kicker whether they were like, because they're super big in motocross. So we were doing a bunch of stuff for the Honda race team out here. Like we did Jeremy McGrath's car. We did all these things. And so Kicker loved to pay their installers by product. So we're like this young budding store trying to actually, like, that's what it was. Like I worked at a shop and then I moonlighted at another shop where me and my buddy were like, we're going to make it. We're going to be big. This is going to, our family's going to benefit from this. And all our family got was us not home. And that's about it. But
they could always hear you coming home.
Yeah, they could. They could. Every night they could hear us coming home.
Like a mile away.
Yeah. And so we had like a warehouse or a warehouse full of Kicker gear that was like our payment. So then we had to sell it that was like how we made our money. And we got that's just sad to say, but we got so bored of putting in L7s. We decided that one of the payments, we were going to get one of the Solo X's, and that thing came in like a wood crate, and like it was like 165 pounds or something. Wow. This woofer.
Yeah, the 18s were huge.
They were massive. The box we built, so my brother bought. So we built a car for Kia. When they changed the Spectra, they gave 5 Spectras out a year before they released, and we got one. And of course we did Kicker. We had like, I don't know, we did 412s. We had speakers and taillights. So we did the whole thing was all rigged up. TVs in the door, like big old TVs in the door panels when TVs were just brand new. And so we had that, and then Kia took it for a year. You know, it does the whole circuit through the hot import nights was the thing. Yep. Did all the hot import night shows, and then it came back, and then it was our car. And so we decided we were going to rebuild it, and that's the one he wanted to put the Solo in. So he ended up selling the car to my brother, and then my brother bought the woofer. And that box was like, man, I swear it was like 11 cubic feet. And the port was like
you just walk inside of it.
Yeah, like the port was something, and it ran off of 2 of their KX 2400s.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think they had the little bridge thingy. So I literally bridged 2 2400 watt amps to this one woofer, and holy crap, man! Like things fell off of shelves when he was like a block away. That one woofer with this massive box and port, like it was nuts. It's crazy. It was a pain to install. Like trying to mount that woofer, I was like, all right, bro, ready? Because you would mount the basket and magnet.
Yeah.
And then you would slide in the cone and and then you would have you bolted it down with the ring.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that because I have a customer that I sort of provide service to still, but I go to his house and I service his car, and he wanted to add some more mids and highs, and so I was out there last week. And he lives in his neighborhood that's just really quiet, you know. And when I'm there, it's 10:30, it's 11 o'clock at night.
You got to tune the system.
Yeah. So I told him, hey, it's ready. And I'm like, we usually go to this park that's like down the street from his house. We pull into the parking lot. Well, I said, we'll go play it over there. Well, I followed him there, and he only has one 12-inch Solo. And he's in front of me. Of course, he's listening to it, because everything in my truck is rattling.
Yeah.
From his car.
That's so funny.
That's the funny part. And it's like,
Yeah. So I quit building car systems at home probably when my boys were younger. But yeah, I used to do so many side jobs building systems in the driveway, right? And then you're in the driveway just cranking that stuff. Yeah. So I did a system in my wife's car, I don't know, like a year and a half ago or something. And I'm in the garage, like the driveway tuning it. And my boys go, "What's Dad doing?" And my wife's like, "Oh, that's right, sweetie. You don't know what it is for your dad to build a system at home, do you? Like, this is what happens. Dad's going to rock stuff off our walls for the next hour and a half as he tunes the system.
He's going to come in with a big smile on his face when over,
and then we're all going to be happy. It's going to be good. So, but now my son's a bass head, so.
Good.
Yeah, he's a major bass head. Yeah, you hooked him up. Like we put all that stuff you sent to him, and he still rocks his Kicker gear. His sister, actually, to be a sister, tried to steal one of his Kicker shirts.
Sold some of his swag, huh?
Yeah. She totally was like, she actually took a picture wearing it, and then he took a picture wearing his, and he's like, "You stole Dad's, dummy." So Anyways, she thought she was gonna steal his kicker gear because he was
That's
quite
awesome.
excited.
We might have to hook her up with some gear too.
Oh yeah, she'll love it. It's like Hostel was supposed to give her a sweater.
Oh,
and they haven't done it yet. And so every time anytime car stuff gets she's like, "Where's my sweater, Dad?" And I'm like, "I will talk to Caesar. I don't know." So, anyways, yes, my kids love this swagger. So, anyways, yeah. So 16 years, dude. That's a long time.
It is, man. It doesn't even seem possible. It makes me feel old when I say it like that. But
yes,
it's a great place to work, man. I fell into a job where I love what I do, and it's hard to walk away from that.
Yeah, and it's kicker.
Yeah, it's a great company to work for, man.
Yeah. I love the kickers like home base. Like they just have like tours, and they just like I've seen the Hall of History and
all the memorabilia.
Yeah, and that's just so cool. Scriptures on the floor when you walk in. Wow. Like
that's cool.
So
homegrown company. It started here in Stillwater, Oklahoma, in Steve's garage.
Yeah,
where him and his buddy were building boxes until his wife got so mad from all the sawdust in the house she kicked him out. And so they just rented another house and started working out of the other house.
That's sounds about right.
Man, it's grown so much. It's been 51. We're 51 years into it for Kicker.
Yeah.
They've been in business now.
Yeah.
Still privately owned by the same guy that started it in his garage. He comes to work every day. He knows everybody by name. We got about 200 employees here on staff, and he still hand writes Christmas cards every year to every
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Well, it's really passion.
Yeah, but that guy, that's like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of another company that's got that kind of years that hasn't been bought out by a big grouping or something.
I don't know of any in our industry.
I don't think
at
so.
This point that have held on that long.
Yeah, because Audio Control just a couple years ago left. Or bought into a group.
Yep.
Fosgate's been gone for a long time. Yep. Orion.
JL, Wet Sounds.
Yeah, all
MTX,
those guys.
All of them.
Yeah, they're all big group guys.
Well, what did Rockford and MTX went through as well too, right?
Yeah. But that just, I mean, Kickers rocks. That's what it is. That's why.
And so, what's your role there at Kicker, Matt?
So I am the Northeastern Regional Sales Manager for domestic sales in the U.S. So we have 4 regional sales managers that manage sales all throughout the continental U.S. We have a separate international sales team with a couple guys, but there's 4 of us that manage the U.S., and I do the northeastern part of the country.
I see.
Nice.
And I've been in that role for 9 years now.
Oh, wow.
The first 7 years I worked for the company, I was doing design and development for product in our OEM, and we call it VSS. It was vehicle-specific solutions. We used to do like vehicle-specific plug-and-play upgrade kits.
Yeah.
And so I used to do all me and another guy did all the design and development for all those parts, and, kind of similar to probably some of the stuff you guys have done over the years.
Right.
Developing the parts, writing the manuals, taking all the pictures, putting it all together.
Yeah.
Working with R&D engineers, getting everything passed on from our prototypes in the back to, mass production stuff up front. So.
Nice.
Hey, has that market gotten bigger for you guys just recently, maybe like in the last 3-4 years, only because of the amount of DIYers that are out there nowadays? I noticed you guys have kits for like Subarus and F-150s and stuff like that too.
Our OEM business has increased. Back in the early 2000s, we were doing a lot of OE work with Chrysler. We were actually a tier 1 OE supplier to Chrysler for a few years, where all of their SRT models, the Challenger, Charger, all that stuff, you could actually order those off the production line with Kicker systems in it.
I remember that.
And then when the whole 2008 craziness, economy crash, whatever you want to call that mess was, Chrysler filed bankruptcy and was sold. And so we dropped out of that tier 1 position. We still continue to do business with them through Mopar accessories. And we realized at the time that that was a much more viable and almost easier route to go in and work with the manufacturers. Being a tier 1 supplier on the line, you have to have all of this product in stock. I mean, tons and tons and tons of product in stock, because if they're going to stop producing cars, it better not be because they don't have speakers.
Right.
Right.
So we found out that, the accessory channel was probably better for us. So Mopar, GM accessories, now Ford, Subaru. We started doing a little bit of work with Nissan, getting our foot in the door there. But yeah, that accessory channel has really opened up a lot for us over the last couple of years. The vehicle specific kind of plug and play kits, like you were asking about, that is kind of changed over the years. I mean, people are doing a lot more DIY stuff, but we don't really focus on that level of it anymore. We kind of allow our retail partners to provide bundles and packages for vehicle specific stuff with our aftermarket gear.
Right. Oh, okay. And that makes
the
sense.
Development cost and R&D costs and all that stuff of doing a legitimate vehicle specific kit and then managing all that, you guys know.
Yep.
Right. With the way your integration goes, it's tough to keep up with all that. So
yes.
Well, and then anytime you're catering to the DIY or your tech support requirement is like quadrupled, because and we have this conversation, I think, pretty regularly on our social medias. Well, we need tech support, and like, you got to go to your dealer. Like, that is your best bet, because 1, they know what they're doing.
Right.
2, if they aren't able to fix it right there, they contact us and we can have a conversation with them that's beneficial on multiple levels. 1, we're talking to somebody who understands what we're saying.
Yep.
So when we say to test something, they know how to test it. They have the tools to test it.
Yep.
2, we're teaching them something so that if they ever have another customer with the same problem, they're able to fix it and making it better. So you going back to your dealer helps us train our dealers so that our dealers can service their customers better.
Yep.
And then if for whatever reason something needs to get RA'd, guess who has to do the RA? The dealer does. So now you're there and the RA starts. It's not we've been back and forth on chat or whatever for 3 days, and now you have to go get an RA. Right. If you had just gone to the dealer 4 days ago, you'd already have the new one in it. So yeah, it's always hard when you have there's something nice about the idea of a plug and play. I think you guys have a few kits like for Tacoma or something. You have like at least plates that will like fit into a factory door panel or something like that.
Yeah. And some of our speakers, we provide like speaker adapters that are multi-platform.
Yeah.
Break off a couple tabs here.
Yeah.
Right.
It's for this specific truck or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's great. That helps. That takes a lot of the kind of skilled work out of the portion for that DIY guy.
Yes.
ABS plastic and a jigsaw laying around in their garage when they go to put in a new pair of speakers.
Yes. It's so funny. Like because I haven't done installed for a long time, and most of my life, at least in my 9 to 5, I was a road technician, which means your tools have to fit in a toolbox in the back of a truck, right? So I didn't have a grinder. I didn't have all of these things that like bench tools. And so like my sons would like run across where I took like an air saw blade and duct taped it to a screwdriver handle, to cut like a dash or something, because I didn't have an air saw because there was no air compressor. Like back in the day, there was no such thing as a battery powered. I
was gonna say
power tool. There was no like you had a drill and a light. That was all that you could run with a battery. And then came the Sawzall, but ain't no one trying to put no big old Sawzall in the dash of a car, right? So if you didn't have an air compressor, you didn't have an air saw, which meant you weren't cutting dashes. So my kid's like, Dad, what is this? I'm like, that right there, that has cut so many dashes. Like I can't even tell you. Let me tell you about this, son. Yeah, good times.
Last time you told me about that, and I came across it in the bay, and I was like,
"There it is." looks like a prison weapon or something.
Yeah, prison shank.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So I didn't know you were on the development side. That's cool.
Yeah, man. I got started in the car audio biz before I could even drive. I was that kid that was pulling my dad's Sanyo home entertainment wood cabinet speakers out and putting them in the back of his Ford truck.
That's crazy.
Wiring up the Rockwood amp I bought at the pawn shop. So sit in the driveway and just crank it up.
We literally just talked about that when we dropped you off after Off-Road Expo, and I said there used to be a pawn shop right here at the corner. Yeah, me and my buddy used to go there all the time, and you would dig through the shelves of like of all the different speakers and amplifiers, and like every now and again you'd come across a gem, and you would plug in something and it would play for like 3 weeks because you had no idea what you were doing, and you had it running at like a quarter ohm. So the amps
I never found the gem. I would just find the hot garbage, man. You know, it's all Rockwood and Sherwood.
Hey, so we all have that in common, huh? Because I mean, I was also 13, 14, and for us it was my parents' Fisher home audio system, the home audio speakers, and throwing that in the back of my mom's 87 Maxim. I mean, what else are you going to do during your summer breaks when you have nowhere to go, nothing else to do?
What really got me into it, man, was like, it was in the mid 90s sometime back. I mean, I was a teenager, early teen, maybe not even 13. And the Iasca World Finals came to Oklahoma City. And me, little kid, I couldn't even drive, but my aunt, I don't even know why my aunt took me to the Iasca World Finals,
but she did.
We went, and man, some of the cars there, I was just blown away. You know, I saw the plexiglass. And neons. It was neons then. We didn't have LEDs. But
I remember. And the neons, you had to loop them together, and they buzzed.
The Transformers. You could really electrocute yourself.
You really could jack yourself up. Yes, I remember. But man, I remember Street Glow, man. They were the neon gods.
Yes.
Yeah. But then you go over and you crack one, and then the whole thing stops working.
Yeah, all of it's broken. Yeah.
But no, that was funny. It, man. That's what set me down a lifelong of car stereos and playing with cars and making stuff loud. And loving it.
Loud. That's the key, man. That was the same thing. I didn't go to any show. My dad worked for Audiovox, so I got like a slight glimpse into. I mean, Audiovox was never into big bang and stuff, but it started the bug that got me looking into all the things. And then I grew up in the hood, and so loud music was just a thing. And then a guy across the street from me actually worked at one of the stereo shops in town. And so he would pay me when I was like 13 or 14 to be the guy that crawled in the trunk to run wires or something to him. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, I'll buy you ice cream if you help me run this wire." And at 12 years old, I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm down." Yeah. And then, then it was like, oh, man, I just got the bug, man. I'm like, dang. And then I got a car. Oh, man. Then it was like, oh, game on.
Yeah, same here. I started when I got a car. There was a stereo shop, local stereo shop, and I had saw a car there in town, a white Fox body Mustang. Again, one of those things you just never
Fox
forget.
Body, yeah.
But he had two of the gold letter kickers. The old school gold letter kicker, 215s in the back of that Fox body Mustang. And it was just the loudest thing.
That thing banged. Yeah.
Just the loudest thing I ever heard. I'm like, I got to get kicker in my car.
Yeah.
And so I went to the stereo shop like that week.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to put 412s in the trunk of my Mustang. And the shop owner was like, "No, you're not going to do that." I'm like, "You watch." So I took 12s and I went home and built my own boxes in the garage, and I came back and showed him, and he's like, "Wow, you actually did it." And it doesn't sound like garbage.
It doesn't sound horrible. Sometimes it's dumb luck, right?
He's like, "You want to start building boxes?" I'm like, "I'd love to."
Yeah.
He goes, "Well, I can't pay you." I'm like, "I'll just come build boxes on the weekend."
I'm okay.
I'm all right.
You mean I get to hang out here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same thing, man. Oh, that's so good. I wonder, like, the world has changed so much, right? Like, I think when I was a kid, like growing up and how my kids have grown up, it's just a very different world to grow up in. So I just wonder, like, the young and uppers right now, like the 18 and 19-year-olds that are coming into the industry, like, do they have these stories? Like, do they remember?
Man, I hope so.
Me too, man. Like, I just hope that the passion, because I mean, it's just what it is. Like, the amount of times where I'm like, I should get out of this industry because it hurts, and I didn't. And then it's a love, right? Like, I mean, I've been in this industry since I was well, I guess helping that dude, I was like, what, 14? I mean, that's almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And I still get excited to show up at SEMA, and I still get excited like to see what's new. And I like I've heard sound systems that knock the wind out of you, but I still want to stick my head in there, right? Like
I know better, but I still do.
I just know, like I know it hurts, but I'm not gonna stop.
You know, it's funny talking about that because my brother-in-law was one of those guys. You know, I mean, they came across equipment not through a retail store. They came across equipment in their
other
own
ways.
and then during the
fell
day,
off the truck.
And during the day they're putting it in their cars. So I'm that 12, 13-year-old kid in the back seat. I've got my elbows in the front seats, just kind of looking over what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to the end result. Anyways, then I caught the bug and I kind of stuck with it, and I innovated and reinvented myself with the industry. Yeah. But he just kind of fell off the side and lost interest. We were at Sand and Sport a couple of weeks ago, and Jon, you know, the Silverado was there.
Yeah.
And with the big trailer. So I go, Jon, you know, I haven't heard the Silverado yet. And he's like, you haven't? He's like, you got to come check it out. So my brother-in-law was there to visit. And I'm like, bro, let's go see it. And then I go, but you go first. He jumps into the driver's seat. Jon knows. Jon's like prepping he's prepping the song, but he's got that side look.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, I'm gonna hurt this guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the minute the freaking 40 hertz frequency, boom, my brother jumped out of that truck. He's like, what the heck was that? Yeah.
Oh, it's like getting hit in the chest, man. That thing is gnarly.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, that thing is sick, man.
That's one of the ones that we send a couple trucks out on the road every year, and that's one of the ones that we have right now. I think it was the maroon one, right?
Yes,
with like the topographical map wrap on. Yeah, it's cool. Did you see what happened to it out there?
I did. He told me about it. Yeah, I told you guys.
But the trailer hit it or something. Oh yeah.
No, there was somebody unloading.
Yeah, one of the trailers came off.
A vehicle off another trailer.
Right, and it hit it.
And it
backed into it.
Flew off the trailer and crashed right into the side of it. But no, that truck is crazy. I think it's got 615s in it.
Yeah, it's
615 L7s.
I mean, it's the kind of bass that you hear
far.
You're like,
and it just keeps
booths,
coming.
You know, your spot's way out there. And you're like, where's that bass coming from? Yeah. Or people, you're talking to somebody and then boom,
and they look
and they go, what's that? I'm like, oh, you got to go check it out. It's a kicker booth.
That's cool.
It's a quarter mile that way.
Yeah. That's at the other show down the street. Yeah. That's cool. So my son's got, he's got one, like a 12 that I came across because we did some stuff for Kenwood. So it's one of the big Kenwood woofers, like it's like a dual 3-ohm or something. It's one of those weird setups. But I mean, I've had it for, ever. It's just like gone from, car to car. And so that's what he's got in his little Camry. And it sounds decent, right? And then so he loves to rock it. So two things. One, he loves to listen to his music loud, and then he loves to tell people where the sound system came from, because he's like, that's like a $3,000 sound system, and they're like, man, because he's got like a 2003 Camry, bro, and it's he bought it
hard.
Yeah, he does. He bought it from my daughter, who bought it from our old neighbor with a blown engine. So like, this car's got like 400,000 miles on it as a car. It's been run against like curbs. It's in its champagne color, right? Like it's like the perfect old person color. But boy, he calls it Petunia, and he rocks that car so hardcore, right? Like he just rocks it. So everybody looks at him like, you put a $3,000 sound system in this? And he's like, yes, I did. And then they're like, you paid for that? He's like, no, I didn't. he's like, my dad is cool and he has cool friends.
Right. That's right.
So he loves to just rock it. So I'm like, okay, buddy, I just want you to put this into perspective. I said, you've got a trunk and you got a nice 12. I said, I had a little CRX with 415s. And he was like, I'm like, yes, your mom would not let you ride in that car with me. No. I was not allowed to turn it on when you were little. He's like, Dad. I'm like, yeah, it hurt. It hurt.
Yeah. Had to.
Yeah. Hey, but going back to the, like the newer generation, hopefully they've, I don't know, man. Like it's different, And so I was excited to see that not too long ago, the Irwindale, track had a car show, a legit car show where guys were there with loud systems in their cars, and it was rejuvenating. I took my kids and I was like, this is what it was like in the 90s.
The 90s,
car shows going on almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And I go, it's good to see, you know, that environment still happening.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard to not find a car show on the weekends.
Oh yeah,
when we were younger, they were everywhere. Yeah.
I mean, you just pull up to a random parking lot.
There was probably a car show. If you had a car, somebody was like, "Oh, there's a car show," and then they just start all showing up, and it's like, "I'm just getting groceries, bro." Like, yeah. I love it. Oh man, good times. So 16 years of Kicker, love that.
R&D.
Hey,
sales. Everyone that comes by our booth gets into our cars and listens to them. Immediately, you hear them. These aren't the stock speakers, are they? No. He's like, what kind of speakers are they? Kicker.
They're Kicker.
Yeah. Everybody. The Tacoma, the F-150, all of them.
My favorite one is when, because we have that one sound bar in the Jeep that's got the 4 8-inch Marines and the 4 4-inch Marine speakers in it.
Yeah.
So people like look up like this in the back of the Jeep, and then they start smacking people like, dude, look. They're like, what the heck? And I was like, yes, that will kind of rip the skin off your scalp. But if you want, you can sit here. I'll turn it on for you.
Yeah. Sit here.
Here, sit here.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. We love it. We love working with you guys.
Yeah, it's
nice to have good partners like that in the industry.
Yeah, no, it's been a phenomenal. I've been a great partnership.
Yeah, you know that I think for me it was the exciting moment came when, you know, because I've been here for almost 2 years now, but I've been in the industry for 24, and for me it was that this is innovation at its finest. You know, the way LinksWell, you know, does the product development. You know, it was the support system. You know, we support the dealers. It's an industry that a lot of people don't realize how small it is and how much we rely on each other.
Yeah.
And for some reason, a lot of people in this don't realize that. But for me, that's what was exciting, you know, and to get to show stuff like our radio partnered together with your guys' audio system. Yep. It's like, it's awesome to talk about and to demo at every trade show and to talk about it every other conversation we get a chance to have.
Yeah, that's why we talk about Kicker on our show so much.
You know.
But you've had one of our radios since Gen 2.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I go way back.
Way back.
2018
or
so, maybe, when I got my first one, that Gen 2.
Yeah.
I rocked that thing for years.
Yeah, until SEMA. We were at SEMA. It was the year we were debuting the XL. So a couple years ago. And we just happened to have our booths were right across the hallway from each, like the walkway. So like when it was quiet, it was the first year you had the first year you guys had the Bronco, but something broke on it.
We didn't have it. We didn't have it playing because we didn't have amplifiers for it.
Yes, that's what it was. You were waiting on the new amps or something. Yeah. So it was beautiful. And I walked over, I was like, ooh, and they're like, yeah, you can't hear it yet. And I was like, so like the year I could have like walked over whenever and listened to it. I didn't get to, but that was the year we did it. And so Matt came over, we were chatting because like we do at the shows when it's quiet. It's like, hey man, how's business? How's this? How's that? Catching up, all the good things. And then I was like, he was checking that thing out, and I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I got the Gen 2. I'm like, you got the Gen 2? You don't need a Gen 2. You need this thing. Yeah. So I think he was
black and white.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was the monochrome. Yeah. And so we got like 5 in, and so I hit him out. I'm like, hey, I got your radio. It's on its way to you.
Nice.
And dude, I have loved it. It is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I show everybody. I tell everybody about it. I'm pretty sure that I've sold at least a couple distributors around the country.
Love that. Yeah. Well, and that's honestly, that's where the partnerships help, right? Like, that same thing. Like, we had a guy.
I know I've had retailers pick you guys up too, because you mentioned we have, trips. We bring people in. So when we bring people in, usually they all ride in my truck. I got an F-250 crew cab, so it's big enough for everybody. So they'll hop in the back. Oh, what's that thing? But now they're all aware of it. Now they all know about it.
Yeah.
But I know I've sold it to a couple shops and a couple distributors too.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. So we had a guy come and tune our Tacoma, because if you've ever driven a Tacoma, they don't like to move. So he came to tune it or whatever. And he's like, oh, I really want to do a sound system. What should I get, man? I hear like so-and-so said this. I'm like, go Kicker. And I said, so then I turned ours on and he was like, what the, like, he just like he couldn't even like, wait, so it's all this just one woofer? What okay, wait, what speakers? Yeah. he's like blown away. He's like, he had like the factory JBL and all that, and he's just like, oh yeah. He goes, the JBL sounds okay, and he's like, oh, you have JBL too? And I said, no. We gutted the JBL. That was pretty much the first thing we did. I said, it's all kicker. You want to hear it? He's like, yeah. And then his face, man, he was just like, so he's messaged me numerous times, like sending me links. Hey, is this the kit I should get? Is this what I should get? I'm like, yeah, that's what
one of our demo vehicles, the Ram that goes that the reps drove around. Yep. That one didn't come with the factory center channel.
Right.
So what I did was we got the grill from the Alpine equipped Ram, but nothing in that truck was Alpine because it was all kicker stuff. So I literally ground off the Alpine logo and I took the kicker emblem from one of the grills and then I glued it on there, but then I spray painted it, clear coated it, and made it like part of the grill itself because it's a kicker audio system in that demo truck. Yep. So every time somebody jumps in there, they see the kicker emblem on that grill. So
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just little things like that we make sure that people know, you know what I mean, what's in there as soon as they get in and listen to it.
Yeah, but that's the best part, I think, though. Like making the connections and, I don't know, man. Well, I've always loved the fact that you liked our radio, by the way.
I love it, dude. I can't talk enough about it. My kids love it. My wife loves it. We got the Nintendo controllers in there.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the kids are playing Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Even my wife on long road trips, she's like, I want to play Mario Brothers.
Why? Just because I can.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. But that has been it's so funny. Like we've built a lot of big show cars that are always, most of the like SEMA builds don't make sense, right? Like you would never do that so when people go, why'd you do that? You're like, because I can, right? like why play video games on your radio?
Right.
Because I can. Like, can you? Oh, you can't. Oh, sorry.
I can.
My bad. I didn't realize your radio couldn't do that. I'm sorry. You should get a LinksWell. Oh, man. So you're going to be at SEMA?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Nice. I think
every year.
I think we're super close this year.
Do what?
I think our booths are super close.
I haven't seen the map layout myself.
Yeah, they tried sticking us in the corner.
We're always kind of in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah, but I think we moved.
The old North Hall, baby.
Yeah, the North. It gets smaller and smaller every year. It's sad. Sad.
That was the West Hall, I guess.
Yeah.
That they've made. That place is huge.
I know. We have. So we will have vehicles. So they do the Overland Experience.
That's right. You had some there last year, right?
Yeah. So that is on the end parking lot at the West Hall.
Yeah.
And so I think I spend half of my SEMA just walking. Checking in from booth to booth.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
The walk. Like I walked to our booth in the Overland Experience, and then I got on because we've got office workers that don't get to go to SEMA, right? Yeah. And we're a super small company, so I like literally called on Teams. I was like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Hey, how's the show?" And I'm like, "I'm just walking back from one booth to the other," and we're like 10 minutes into the call. They're like, "You're not there yet?" I'm like, "No, not yet, man."
I mean, I know you would say. We would go to the booth in the North Hall, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go take my backpack, and I'll be right back." Yeah. It's like lunchtime, and he's still not back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes I got lost. Have you taken the Tesla loop?
No, I have not ridden in it, but I did stumble my way down there in like the back door one time.
Yeah.
Before the show even opened, and me and one of the guys were out walking around, and we're like, "I wonder what this door."
Yeah. Where does this go to?
Does. So we just open up the door and walk down these steps, and we like step out in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And there's some attendants like way over at the other staircase, and they like come running over to us. What are you guys doing down here? Like,
we just saw a door. We opened it.
We just saw a door and walked through. Like, you might want to lock that.
Yeah, that's super funny. Yeah, the Tesla loop's crazy. Because I told my sons about it, so of course they had to do it.
Yeah.
So we ended up taking it from the parking lot at the West Hall. So I think it goes west all the way to the South Hall, right? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then it stops in the Central Hall.
Yeah.
It's kind of trippy. Like it's weird. Yeah. Like it's just like these little tunnels with these Teslas, man. And these folks are just driving you. Yeah. They're just driving in a loop, dude. It's trippy. I mean, I didn't mind
driving
it.
Itself?
I mean, it probably at some point level is, but there's a driver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't imagine that they're ready to do it on their own yet, but
that would be even scarier.
I think so. Like the tunnels are narrow, man. Like
they are like it's
like the width of the car, man. Really? Yeah, it's like the width of the car.
It's like a roller coaster without
it literally. That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like Disneyland. Like when you go down there, right? Doesn't it feel like you're getting on a ride at Disneyland? Because there's like chain lines and they have like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so they'll go, hey, number 4, hey, number 3. They like send you from like just like you're at a roller coaster. It's kind of weird. You're like, oh, am I getting on a roller coaster? Like what's happening here?
These little white tunnels underground.
Yeah, and you would never know. Because the one staircase, because that's in the central hall, right? That goes down.
Like right outside the central hall. There's just a box.
It's a glass block.
That's square block.
Yeah, if you look, you'll just walk right past it because it looks like it's structural.
Oh,
but then there's a door and there's a staircase. It's like a spiral staircase, and then you're like, where am I? Like this is
that's the glass block where you're supposed to go in. There's another little unmarked cube building off to the side, and that's where we went in.
Oh, I'm totally gonna find that cube now.
Yeah, it's just like this concrete building out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, this is new.
Oh, I'm totally gonna find that. Crazy. I'm gonna find it just so like this is what Matt was talking about. Like, hey, it's okay. Matt said it was okay. Matt told me to come.
I know a guy. It's all right.
I know a guy. We go way back.
Yeah.
Oh man, right on. Well, I don't know, man. Anything you want to share about Kicker before we call it?
Well, I mean, you guys have done a good enough job promoting the brand for me. I mean, I love it. What else can I say? But we've got a great crew of people here that put a lot of effort and passion into designing products that we are proud of, that we feel will last and will give customers the most value and performance. So like I said, we got about 200 employees here. And the largest department we have on site is our R&D team. We have our R&D and engineer team is bigger than some other companies' entire employee list.
Wow.
So we put a lot of effort into it. Steve, Steve Irby, the founder, he still listens to every single product that goes out the door. If it doesn't get his final stamp of approval, it doesn't leave the building. So we're all perfectly aware of what we're here to do, and we're all passionate about it, which usually ends up in some really cool stuff, really cool product, and great relationships with other companies like you guys. I mean, that's what it's all about. Like you said, it's a pretty small industry.
Yeah, it is.
And the more we can help each other out and create awareness for other companies, we've been around for 50 years. You guys have been around for how long now? Quite some time.
Crap, I always forget 7.
It was 7 going on 8.
Yeah, 7 years.
It had to be getting close to 10. So I mean, that's great. You guys make a great product. I love it. Like I said, I've told everyone I can tell about it. I still have my Gen 2 in the box just because I don't want to get rid of it. Just
in case.
Yeah, well, that's so cool, man. That was the first big multimedia, actually like infotainment piece that I'd ever really owned, because I come out of the 90s and early 2000s where at one point in time, you remember the Panasonic with the little center channel speaker line? Yes. Like that was the coolest thing that was around back whenever.
Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that one.
The little silver Panasonic, the little ching, little center channel pops out. Yes. Like that was the coolest thing.
Oh my gosh.
In my heyday. So seeing stuff like you guys' product now is just mind blowing to me, and seeing how far it's come, how well it integrates into the vehicle. Like it was so easy to put that stuff in. I've been installing since, like I said, I was 15 years old. And back in the day, it was easy, but then it got really complicated to do just about anything to almost any car.
Any car,
And whenever I first got that, I just got in my new truck. It was like I bought it brand new in 2017.
Okay. I
think I got that Gen 2 from you in maybe like 2018-ish, somewhere around in there. I was like, oh man, this is probably going to be a nightmare to install, I'm like, and then I open it up, I'm like, everything is plug and play. Like it's as dummy proof as you could possibly ask for. The dash kit was already molded into the screen. I didn't have to assemble nothing, plug it all in. It worked perfectly, like right out of the bat. Set up a few things in the programming for the AC controls, and then whenever I finally pulled that one out and put the new XL piece in, even better. I mean, it was even more of a seamless experience. The CarPlay is awesome. The functionality of it, it's so much faster.
It's really fast.
The screen is awesome. I just love it, man. You guys make a great product. So thanks for doing it. Stick in there. Hang in there. Cool. We love it. I'll keep promoting it.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. See, that's why Matt's my hero. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you just in a few weeks because SEMA's just, I mean, guy.
It's right around the corner, man.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So I'll have to send you an email about some stuff for the trailer because we talked about putting some stickers in the trailer. So I'll shoot you that stuff. So cruise by Kicker's booth, hear out all the amazing stuff, drool a little bit. And I love that Kicker we're trying to do the same thing, try and find that entry level cool to mind blowing, over the top. High end stuff, and Kicker does a really good job of like making just some really solid, good, upgraded entry level stuff all the way up to just blow your head off.
Crazy
speaker stuff. Yeah,
the new Solo X's are back, baby.
Oh man, we were just talking about that too. About the
I was telling you that I wanna build my Subaru. I have a 18 STI, and I want to build that into a demo, kind of a show type of vehicle because. Eventually, I want to start hitting up some of these local car shows. You know what I mean? And so I'm excited about that too. But it sounds to me, Matt, because I tell people, when you buy a product, right? For example, like our radios, in this case, anything Kicker, you're not just buying a product. You're buying a support team. You're buying a group of guys that share that passion with you. And that's the one thing that excites me the most. It's not about just the product. So when you're paying for something, what are you getting beyond the actual tangible item? You're getting a support staff. You're getting an entire group of guys who love what they do. And ultimately, that's what shows when you put your speakers in, and you dampen it well and you make it sound right. So that's my exciting moment right there.
Yeah, that's one thing that, we also put a lot of pride into is our tech support guys, our warranty guys, even our credit guys, so I travel the country a lot for my job and I have a lot of dealers in the northeastern part of the country. And when you have dealers that complement the credit department, that calls to collect money from them, they're like, I just talked to Jason. I owed you guys money, but Jason's awesome. It's like, Jason's credit is great. I'm like, I don't hear that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of the same with you guys. Whenever I got that Gen 2 first, I had a couple of little issues with it that were, I think, some manufacturing things, but I was back and forth with you and that tech support, that support that I received. I'm like, these guys know what they're doing, man.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. This is how you handle customers. You guys took care of it just like that.
Yeah.
And that said a lot. Coming from how we do stuff and seeing that from you guys, I was like, these guys are doing it real.
Yeah, that's really what we keep trying to. And that's the whole reason we got started the Dung podcast. Really, is to just kind of try and have opportunities to have those conversations about, that we're not just these fly by night guys trying to make money or.
No, I could tell right off the bat. Years ago, I could tell that wasn't the case.
Yeah, we really do want to make the best. And same thing, like we've had compliments. We've had a couple of our RA department workers who 9 times out of 10, when they have a customer, they're mad because it's an RA. Like nobody's happy to deal with an RA. Right. So when your RA department can, have a 90% pissed off customer rate and like a 95% happy when they hang up rate, like that's
huge.
That takes a lot of work to do to be that company that, especially when we have some dealers that deal with a whole bunch of manufacturers, and when they're like, I don't have any problem dealing with your RA guys, like they don't, there's no concern to sell the product because they know that the support's there. On whatever level it is, even if there's going to be an issue, because let's be real, technology's technology. There's always going to be
always.
You can't
control everything.
Yeah, my iPhone has been super glitchy the past 3 weeks, right? So it just is what it is. Technology is technology. So it's not always it's not a matter of creating a high tech piece that has no problems, because that's pretty much impossible.
Right.
It's making a high-tech piece that has the support that I can trust that if something goes wonky, then we'll fix it.
You're willing to stand behind it and take care of it.
And we'll figure it out. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's kind of what we stand by. So, and kickers that for sure too.
Right.
Yep.
So cool. Well, thanks again, man, for hanging out with us.
Pleasure.
We will hang out at SEMA, I'm sure. We're building a trailer. We're gonna, like, it's all, man. I really hope I can rotate my shoulder here in the next couple of days because the Jeep's all torn. There's a lot of stuff to do here. But if you guys are coming to SEMA, make sure you come by, see us. Like I said, I'm pretty confident we're really close to your guys' booth this year. Like we might be like right across the hallway from each other again.
There's some airplanes back and forth.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Or hopefully we can get the kegs working on the trailer too.
Oh yeah. We're doing the whole thing. We just can't tell. SEMA can't know that. It's got to be under the. We got to pour it into a water bottle or something.
There you go.
Less than a quarter of a tank.
Yeah. They're going to check it. Can we check your keg, please? Oh, good stuff. All right. Well, that's episode 11. Thanks, everybody, for watching and hanging out. Thank you again, Matt, for calling in. And be sure to click the link at the bottom. Join the giveaway. Victor really wants to give away that 13-inch screen.
Yes.
As soon as we hit that 12.5 subscribers, will do it. So that's that. We'll see you guys. Make sure you come by SEMA. We'll see you guys next time.
All right.